morning, children. How are you? Okay, fine. I think all of you fine. Okay, children. In the previous session, we have completed some topics in respiration and circulation. What we have learned in the previous session, once recall them, children. Breathing, respiration in human beings. Our breath contains prevention and management of substance misuse, tobacco, breathing in other animals. Okay, children, we are going to, today we are going to respiration in plants and blood circulatory system in humans, human blood in other organisms, promotion of healthy lifestyle, respiratory disorders including COVID-19, natural phenomena related to the respiratory system, and also first aid. Okay, children. Next we are going to respiration in plants. Already we know that about respiration in plants. Do you know, children, plants also respire. Already we have studied in previous 6th class lesson. Plants are also respire through their stomata. Here, plants being living organisms have to breathe to survive. Plants take in oxygen and leaves out carbon dioxide. As in any other living organisms, the process of breathing takes place with the help of a small openings in the leaves called stomata, and in stem called lenticels. Stomata are present in the surface of the leaf. Lenticels are present on the stem. The roots also need oxygen to produce energy. So they absorb the oxygen present in the air spaces between soil particles with the help of root hairs. Okay, children, next let us conduct an activity to demonstrate how sprouting seeds respire. Okay, children, let's see. Take a wide mouth and bottle and place a handful of sprouting seeds in it. Prepare some fresh lime water in a small container and place it carefully in one corner of the bottle. Close the cap of the bottle and apply Vaseline on the edges to make it airtight. Leave the apparatus undisturbed for a day or two. After 2 days, open the cap and carefully take out the beaker with lime water and observe the changes. Here, the sprouting seeds respire to take in oxygen and leave out carbon dioxide. That's why the lime water in the small container reacts with the carbon dioxide released by sprouting seeds to change into milky white color. Okay, children, what changes did you observe in the lime water? Yes. Why was there a change in the lime water? Okay, children. Okay, already we know that, children, plants take in oxygen and give out carbon dioxide during respiration. The same plants take in carbon dioxide and give out oxygen during the process of photosynthesis. So, we should protect and plant more trees for a rich supply of oxygen. Okay, children, during the process of respiration, oxygen is absorbed and carbon dioxide is sent out of the body. Next, the process of respiration leads to the production of energy in all living organisms. Respiration takes place uninterrupted even when we are sleeping, eating, working, or at rest. Respiration takes place without our knowledge and effort and is very much essential for the survival of the organism. This is the respiration in plants. Okay, children? Okay. Before we are going to the concept, we have some discuss introduction part of blood circulatory system in humans. Okay, children, all living organisms need nutrients. Yes, all living organisms need nutrients, gases, liquid, etc. for growth and maintenance of the body. All organisms would need to send these materials to all parts of their body, whether they are unicellular or multicellular. Here, see children, in higher animals with trillions of cells in their body. To avoid delay, a separate system is needed to carry the materials much faster and more efficiently. Here, see children, this specialized system that is developed by organisms is called the circulatory system. Yes, children, this is a specialized system that is developed by organisms is called circulatory system. If children, we eat solids, we drink liquids, we breathe gases. Do you think, children? Yes, that is possible to transport all the three types of materials through a single system? They need a specialized system that is developed by organisms is called circulatory system. Okay, children, let us study how this circulation is carried out in our body. Okay, children, what is transport? How to all organisms would need to send these materials like nutrients, gases, liquids. These materials, how to send? Yes, materials from one part to another part is called transportation. Here, see children, transportation in human beings is carried out by circulatory system of organs, tubes and blood. In human body, circulatory system is made up of a pumping heart, blood and lymph. This is called as a transport. Now circulatory system. Already we know that, children, what is circulatory system? Circulatory system consists of heart and blood vessels and blood. Okay, children, now we are going to a part of circulatory system, that is heart. Now we are going to heart. Heart is a pumping organ in the blood circulatory system. It's about the size of one fist. It is located in the center of the chest cavity, slightly bent towards the left, resulting in the left lung being smaller than the right lung. It has 4 chambers. Upper 2 chambers are called atria and lower 2 chambers are called ventricles. The walls of the chambers are made up of muscles which contract and relax regularly and rhythmically to pump the blood. This rhythmic contraction followed by its relaxation is called heartbeat. The doctors feel your heartbeat with the help of an instrument that is called stethoscope. Here the stethoscope was discovered by René Laennec. Okay children, the process of circulation helps in the supply of digested food and oxygen to all parts of the body and also to bring back the waste materials. This is the circulation or heart. Okay children, we are going to activity 5. The rhythmic contraction and relaxation of heart during heartbeat can be felt and measured by an instrument called stethoscope. Already we know that children, what is stethoscope? You know that. Who discovered stethoscope? Now let us make a stethoscope and listen the heartbeat. Okay children, try to this activity to know the rate of heartbeat. What we have need in this activity? Okay children, rubber tube, Y-shaped attachment, small funnel, rubber sheet or balloon, steel tongue cleaner, earphone buds, insulation tape. Using the above equipment, try to make a stethoscope of your own. Following the diagram. Okay children, next we are going to second part of circulatory system, blood vessels. There are 3 types of blood vessels in the human body. The first one, arteries. Second one, veins. Third one, blood capillaries. Okay children, next first one, arteries. We are going to arteries. They carry blood with more oxygen from heart to body parts. Next one, veins. They carry blood with more carbon dioxide from the body parts to the heart. Next, third one, blood capillaries, which are very thin, narrow blood vessels that connect the arteries with the veins and distribute the blood to the body parts. Here, children, some questions are asking for your exam point of view. Let us once check children, how does blood reach all parts of the body? This is the first question. Next, how is the oxygen and glucose absorbed by the blood transported to all the parts of our body? This is the circulatory system. Okay children, next already we discussed heart. Now we are going to human blood. Human blood is composed of blood cells and plasma. Do you know children what is plasma? Yes, now let us knowing about plasma. It is the fluid portion of the blood. Blood cells are 3 types. It is the fluid portion of the blood is called plasma. Blood cells are 3 types, RBC and WBC. Here see children, what is RBC, what is WBC? RBC means red blood cells. WBC means white blood cells and blood platelets. Next we are going to WBC cells are again divided into two types. WBC cells are again divided into two types, granulocytes and agranulocytes. Here see children, granulocytes are again divided into three types, neutrophils, eosinophils, basophils. Agranulocytes are again divided into two types, lymphocytes and monocytes. Here we discuss about WBC cells. WBC cells means white blood cells. White blood cells boost our immunity and protect us from the harmful disease causing microorganisms that enter into our body. They can act like a police force of our body. This is the WBC cells. Next we are knowing about RBC. Already we know that children, what is RBC? R means red, B means blood, C means cells. Red blood cells. RBC have a coloring pigment called hemoglobin. In the RBC. It is a one of respiratory pigment which gives blood the red color. Hemoglobin act as a carrier for oxygen and carbon dioxide and play key role in respiration. Next, third one, blood platelets. It play an important role in coagulation of blood. If you know children, when there are cut and wounds, blood play an important role in the transport of materials in animal. Blood is the medium to carry the digested food materials and the inhaled oxygen to all parts of the body. This is the human blood composition. Here see children, which type of questions are asked from your exam point of view. Now let us once check. What is blood made up of? Why is blood red in color? How many types of blood cells in our body? What is the pigment present in our body, in our blood? These type of questions are coming from your exam point of view. Okay children, now we are discuss about circulatory system and human blood. Now we are going to promotion of healthy lifestyle. We know children, that a healthy body is the first need for our survival and well-being. You know? Yes. Let us learn about some health aspects. Here see children, non-communicable diseases. This is short form of NCD. Non-communicable diseases like heart attack, cancer, paralysis, etc. are one of the biggest public health challenges of the 21st century. Here see children, non-communicable diseases related deaths are increasing. Over half of them are associated with behavior. Here that begin are reinforced during adolescence, including tobacco and alcohol use, poor eating habits and lack of exercise. This is the non-communicable diseases or health aspects. Okay children, already we are all know about COVID since 2 years back up to still going on. COVID-19 was the new disease that created a global impact. It is recently Here see children, the disease which infects most of the people in a country or the whole world at the same time is called pandemic. Here once check children, which new disease created a global impact recently and what is pandemic? Next, how can we prevent the COVID-19? Okay, children, we can prevent any disease or infection by improving our immunity. Immunity is the inbuilt capacity of the body to fight and overcome the effect of disease causing germs. This is taken care of by the white blood cells in the blood cells in the blood. Here children, the entry of disease causing germs into our body to grow and multiply is called infection. What is infection children? The entry of disease causing germs into our body to grow and multiply is called infection. In case of weak immunity, the infection will lead to death, will lead to disease. Disease lead to death. Here see children, diseases are mainly of two types caused by bacteria and virus. Bacteria and virus. Here bacteria are very small and can be seen under a compound microscope. Viruses are so minute that they can be seen only under the electron microscope. Okay children, let us know the differences between bacteria and virus. Okay, bacteria. Bacteria is also one of the microorganism. It is very small, can be seen under a compound microscope. Here the viruses. Virus are also microorganism. Viruses are so minute that they can be seen only under the electron microscope. Can be cured. Next here bacteria can be cured using antibiotics. Viruses cannot be cured using antibiotics. Here bacteria only few need vaccines. Viruses vaccine is the only remedy. The best examples of bacterial diseases thyroid, cholera, tuberculosis, etc. Next, the best examples of virus diseases common cold, polio, HIV, recently COVID-19. Those are the viral diseases. Next, children, we know about COVID-19. It is one of the viral disease. It cannot be cured using antibiotics. Vaccine it is the only for remedy. Here what about the COVID-19? Novel coronavirus disease is an infectious disease caused by a coronavirus. Most people infected with COVID-19 virus experience mild to moderate. Here see children, respiratory illness and recover without requiring special treatment due to good immunity. Older people and people with heart problems, diabetes and other diseases and lung diseases may face serious illness as their immunity is low, sometimes leading to their death also. Now, prevention of COVID-19. Prevention of COVID-19. The best way to prevent and slow down spread is protecting ourselves by washing hands with soap and sanitizer, not touching the face, eyes, nose, mouth, and wearing a face mask. Here, COVID-19 virus spread primarily through droplets of saliva or nasal discharge of infected person when they cough or sneeze. COVID-19 is caused by a virus called SARS CoV-2. S means severe, A means acute, R means respiratory, S means syndrome. Viruses are dangerous as there is no proper medicine for them. Finally, children, already we know discuss about what is COVID-19 and how to prevention of COVID-19. Finally, prevention is better than cure for the disease of COVID-19. So that's why children, we are all implement of COVID-19 rules in our surroundings, in our schools, in our homes, whatever it may be. If you have to implement in our COVID rules. Okay, children. Preventive measures of COVID-19. Now we are going to preventive measures of COVID-19. The preventive measures like taking steam inhalation twice in a day, drinking hot milk mixed with turmeric, taking meals when hot, taking a nutritive balanced diet, breathing exercise, yoga, gargling with warm water, and taking vitamin C, etc. will keep us healthy, strong, and disease free. These things will improve our immunity, the ability of the body to fight and withstand diseases. All over the world, here see children, all over the world, many scientists have worked hard to find a vaccine for this COVID-19 virus. Now already vaccine will come and all parents and teachers all over the peoples taking vaccine COVID-19. COVID protocol means here SMS. It is a COVID protocol. S means sanitize, M means mask, S means social distance. There are a few natural phenomena associated with the respiratory system. We should have scientific knowledge about this process. Okay, children, this is the COVID protocol. Next, okay, children, now we are going to natural phenomena related to the respiratory system. Okay, children, there are a few natural phenomena associated with the respiratory system. We should have a scientific knowledge about this process. Now let us know why and how these natural phenomena occur. Now we are going to sneezing. This is also related for respiratory. Sneezing, yawning, and coughing. These are. Now we are going to sneezing. Sneezing means the process of sudden uncontrolled expulsion of air through the nose by the lungs due to irritation in the nasal passages is called sneezing. Sneezing occurs when we inhale air with dust, smoke, pollen, or strong smells. Sneezing is a blessing as it expels the unwanted harmful substances from the lungs, thereby protecting us. We should always cover our nose, properly with a handkerchief or mask while sneezing through elbow. This is the sneezing. Next, yawning. See children, do you know yawning meaning ఏంటో తెలుసా మీకు తెలుగులో? ఆవలింత. ఆవలింతని ఇంగ్లీష్లో యానింగ్ అంటారు. ద అన్కంట్రోల్డ్ యాక్షన్ ఆఫ్ ఓపెనింగ్ అవర్ మౌత్ వైడ్ టు టేక్ ఎ లాంగ్ డీప్ బ్రీత్ ఆఫ్ ఎయిర్ ఈజ్ కాల్డ్ యానింగ్. It is seen when a person is bored and stressed and feeling sleepy or very tired. Yawning is caused when the respiratory rate gets slowed down, resulting in insufficient supply of oxygen to the brain. To overcome this situation, the body goes for the involuntary opening of the mouth to take air, a long deep breath of air. This is the yawning. Next we are going to coughing. Coughing అంటే మీకు తెలుసు పిల్లలు, దగ్గుని ఇంగ్లీష్లో కాఫింగ్ అంటారు. కాఫింగ్ ఈజ్ ద రిజల్ట్ ఆఫ్ forceful contraction of the lungs to send out the unwanted substances through the mouth. This happens when some strong smells or dust irritate the inner lining of the lungs. By coughing, the accumulated solid and semi-solid waste in the lungs due to cold and other related respiratory disorders are also expelled out. This is the coughing. Next, deglutition. Deglutition means kshinata and apnea. Apnea means the temporary arrest of respiration is called apnea. Deglutition or swallowing apnea occurs reflexly when the food is in the pharynx. This process prevents the food from entering into the windpipe. If food enters the windpipe, it will have serious effects. So the larynx moves up to stop the food from entering into the windpipe. Hence, we should not talk while eating. This is the deglutition and apnea. Next, children, first aid. See, children, in our daily life, we come across many accidents, many incidents. Sometimes these may even lead to death also. We can prevent the death and seriousness in such situation through first aid. Here, do you know children what is first aid? Now we are going to first aid. The simple assistance provided to a person suffering from injury or serious situations before a doctor attending is called first aid. The founder of modern first aid, Frederick S. March, he is one of the founder of modern first aid. This is the first aid. What is the first aid for drowning? Drowning means నీటిలో మునిగిపోవడం పిల్లలు. నీటిలో మునిగిపోయినప్పుడు మనం వారికి ఎలాంటి ఫస్ట్ ఎయిడ్ చేయాలి? నౌ వీఆర్ గోయింగ్ టు వాట్ ఈస్ ద ఫస్ట్ ఎయిడ్ ఫర్ డ్రౌనింగ్. వెన్ ఎ పర్సన్ డ్రౌన్స్, వీ షుడ్ ఫస్ట్ బ్రింగ్ హిమ్ అవుట్ ఆఫ్ ద వాటర్ and make him lay down on the back with the face turned to one side. Next, check for any sand or mud in the nose, mouth and ears and remove them. Now slowly press the abdomen to create pressure on the diaphragm and on the lungs to push out the water that has entered the lungs. Repeat the process by turning the person to lie on the abdomen until recovery. Give some warm clothing and hot tea on recovery. This is the first aid of drowning. Next, we are going to bleeding injurious. What is the first aid for bleeding injurious? Yes, bleeding takes place when we are injured or there is a cut. First, the bleeding injury is to be washed with a clean water. Next, use cotton or a cloth to clean the injured area. Then use cotton or a bandage cloth to cover the injury to stop the flow of blood. Take the injured person to the nearest doctor or hospital if bleeding does not stop. This is the first aid for bleeding injuries. Next, this is a last topic, last related to respiratory system. Choking. Do you know children? Choking means పొర మాలడం అంటారు చూడండి. అన్నం తినేటప్పుడు పొర పోయింది అంటారు. అది choking. Choking occurs when the windpipe is obstructed by an object leading to blocking of air. Choking has to attended immediately as it is dangerous. In adults, hold the person from behind around the abdomen, just below the ribs. Press quickly and repeatedly until the person gets relief by coughing and vomiting. Here, children may put seeds, coins or bottle caps fully in their mouth and get choked. The child should be made to lie upside down in the lap of adult. Then the part of the back between the shoulder bones has to be tapped strongly until the object come out. Take him to the doctor immediately. These are the okay children, this is the total our respiration and circulation topic are complete.